Who's Mizzou play?
Hi, everyone. It's been a busy one on this Monday afternoon. Showers and storms popping up all across Northwest Arkansas, producing some gusty winds. We're still in the middle of our 6 o'clock newscast, but we're going to continue this Facebook Live after the 6 o'clock news ends because we know that you guys saw some storms and some strong winds on the west side of Springdale. So if you did experience damage, let us know about it. Comment on the comments we'll be able to see if you, in fact, did have damage. I can tell you that the west side of Springdale, and well, really the east side of Tawnytown and the west side of Springdale got some damage very close to Harbor Meadows. In fact, you can actually see on our Weatherboat Network camera from Arkansas Children's Northwest that there's the Freddies and several power lines have been knocked down in that area along Highway 412 from a microburst. And I can confirm 100% that this was a microburst. I was actually watching the camera, and all of a sudden you just see this gush of rain and wind where you couldn't even see the side of the building. That's how heavy the rain was. And at that point, the winds were coming right into the camera from the west. And I also saw winds that were moving to the south and also winds moving to the north. So that's what a microburst does. When it hits the ground, it spreads out in all directions and cause some damage. So that storm collapsed right in the field, basically north of Arvis Ballpark. And the gusty winds essentially from that storm producing some wind damage. So a little bit of a downburst there. People say nothing in Lincoln. Yeah, Lincoln did not get as much. Give me a heads up when you guys come back too. Was supposed to be officiating football at the seventh grade, I guess, was supposed to have a game, and that didn't happen today, obviously. There was definitely some storms that were going crazy. I don't know what you mean about that, Audra, because I gave several updates, including one saying that your evening commute would be a little bit rough. But hey, we're about to go on the news here in just a second. So we're also doing the newscast too at the time. How about this? The top half of my tree snapped off is now leaning on the house. Matt, let me know exactly where you're at.
Travel this Labor Day weekend, you should know there could be delays caused by a pilot shortage. KBA's Dallas Haggerty joins us live from XNA Airport. Dallas,
going to walk the dogs.
What could it look like this weekend?
Yeah, there was some hail that formed in Springdale, and now we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Obviously, I can't talk loud because we're in the middle of a newscast. But let's check out Mega Doppler. We're in the middle of a pack right now. So here is a look at 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued, one till 6:45, one till 7:15. And you'll see that storm moving into Clifty and north of Huntsville and east of Goshen. And we got some additional storms that are popping up over Durham, Brentwood, Winslow, Elkins, Japton, Red Star, and Kingston. And so that storm is severe until 7:15. And so 60-mile-an-hour winds, the most likely threat with these storms. However, there's also a threat of hydroplaning because there's a lot of heavy rain. Now, the rain is beginning to wind down, which is good news. But I-49 right at evening commute time was an absolute mess as these storms popped up. Here's a look at an accident that is starting to get cleaned up, but there's a car that spun out.
Here's a live look outside right now. You see those raindrops still on our cameras out there. The sky's
so we're in the middle of our newscast here.
Is this weather going to stick around at all this week? You can all just stand stop back after the break of the last week's forecast.
All right, guys. So I got one more forecast here, and that's going to be the end of our 6 o'clock news. We'll be able to dive in a little bit more on this, and let us know what you guys saw. So real quick check of the radar, and you can see those storms moving east now, the I-49 corridor, except in southern Washington County. So people that are driving near the Bobby Hopper Tunnel, it's about to get really heavy, and the rain is going to come down really fast. So outflow boundary moving through, some storms in the River Valley. Let's take you from south to north. How much time do we have in this final? Okay. Little less than a minute. All right. I'll go to the wall and then go to the desk. So start at the wall, go to the desk. So there's a look at the storms that are moving east. And I know like Lincoln didn't see much at all. There really wasn't a whole lot of rain, and western Benton County really didn't see a whole lot. This time it was focused kind of right over the I-49 corridor, as well as eastern sections of Benton and Washington County. And now Huntsville is going to get absolutely slammed with heavy rain. In fact, we'll bring up the WeatherBug Network camera from Huntsville, and there could be a flash flood warning issued for this area as well. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 6:45, so about another 15, 20 minutes or so. And I just saw some lightning on the camera too. So there's a look at that storm that's approaching Huntsville, and you're about to see some really heavy rain. It's just to the left of the camera as it comes in. So let's see what we have. About blew me off the road. I don't know when the power is going to be back on, Dahlia, but I know they're trying to fix the power lines right now, and I know the weather will cooperate, so that's good. Springdale east of I-49 near Arvis Ballpark. That's right. Are there power lines down east of I-49 or just west of I-49? I actually don't know. They only had one pull back up about 20 minutes ago. Out of all the pulls stretched from pilots on Harps. Whoa, that's a lot of pulls. That's crazy. All right, I'll be right back. I've got to do this weather forecast. In the meantime, Josh, hop on in there, my man. Oh, you got to control the radio. Yep. Heavy rain about to come down in Huntsville. We're looking off to the west. You can see this shower and storm that's about to move in. And this is a severe storm, too. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:45. We're starting a Facebook Live during the 6 o'clock newscast. So if you want to continue to watch weather coverage on social media, streaming, we've got that storm covered. There's a flash flood warning. We pan down to the south. Additional storms beginning to move east of the I-49 corridor, but not moving east of Madison County, and more storms in the River Valley as well. So a little bit of activity on the way. Now, not a whole lot of storm activity expected tomorrow. Temperatures will be still pretty warm, though, and it will still be humid, but the humidity drops off dramatically tomorrow evening and into Wednesday, leading to a beautiful weekend.
All right, so you just got to get through today.
Yeah.
Right days are
Let's
coming.
get through today.
All right, love it. Beautiful. Great.
You got it, Dan. Choo-choo.
All right. All right.
You're not choo-choo.
We had some very close lightning to their apartment. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So Josh and I holding down the fort here in the weather lab. Let's see. There's got to be a hotkey button, you know, where you can. There's got to be. All right. So it's like, okay, I'm paying attention to Josh now. That's awesome. All right, hold on.
Come on, camera.
There we go. There we are. Perfect. Turned it off. All right. Josh is killing it, man. And that might be why the camera's like, forget Dan. We're just going to pan over to Josh. He's doing so good, man. Yeah, doing so good. So let's get back to the radar. We'll get to some comments. Now, there was someone that said, and I respect their opinion, and I want to know exactly how they weren't alerted. Someone said that they did not know about these storms. So Audra said, thanks for not letting us know about this storm at all. And so I don't know, Audra, if you're still on here, I just want to know why you thought that, because we did do updates on our app. We did do updates on social media. Now you might be saying that we didn't do a Facebook Live before the storm. Well, we couldn't. The 5 o'clock news hit, and it was right during the 5 o'clock news that microburst occurred. In fact, we were watching it 10 seconds before I went on the air, and then we had some wind damage. So
and I'll tell you one other thing too. It's not only today. We've been talking about it for a few days now that there was the possibility of some thunderstorms today leading up to the event. So
yeah, and on top of that, there were other forecasts, not ours, that dropped the rain chances for today.
Yeah.
Dropped them down to 30%, which doesn't really sound like a big deal. We kept it 60 despite what the model said, which, by the way, was not a lot of thunderstorm activity. So
there was a tremendous amount of uncertainty.
Yeah, we can discuss this. And you're right. We did not do a Facebook Live. Sorry about that. It was impossible to do during the 5 because we couldn't do it in the studio as that was happening. And honestly, these storms, they blew up pretty quick. We knew the heat and humidity was there, and we knew a wave of energy. We looked at the disturbance, and you can see it on there. But anyways, we'll just continue to answer some comments here. Black sky and Ozark, nothing else. Okay, so Ozark, let's go ahead and we'll zip down to Ozark and show you what's going on. on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler. And so rightfully so, there is a outflow boundary that's coming your way.
That's why.
And that's going to lead to additional storms that get popped up. So
That's that black sky.
Yep.
Moving in.
Internet router got zapped. Oh no. Someone said they had lightning really close by. I want to see where that was. I think it's still down here. Send it to Franklin County. Logan, you got some coming to Franklin County. It just is taking a while because the outflow boundary is moving eastward real slow. Oh, stuck at work. Crane GMC. I know that, right on 412. Power lines down. Is there no way to get around? I guess not.
Yeah, there's no alternate.
There's no alternate route out of that. Oh man. Hey Dan, we're getting I'm good, by the way, Bradley. Getting a nice rain at the 8th Street Market. Much appreciated. Hopefully it gets no worse. Saw a bit of flooding in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, they definitely had some flooding as well. All right, let's go. Just sent a picture of Lazy Boy sign hanging. Yeah, that was that's at the Evelyn Hills Shopping Center. So that is exactly where it was pretty strong. They started the first day of fall was this Thursday, not until 9/22. All right, well that wasn't us. Sorry, Don, but what?
Remember, September 1st is the start of
Yeah.
meteorological fall.
Yeah, start of that might be what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan, just to let you know, we'll clear this up. Meteorological fall, which goes from September 1st all the way until December 1st. Yep. Well, November 30th.
Oh, really?
Because December 1st is the start of winter, the meteorological winter.
Yes.
So it goes until November 30th. But so you got 3 months. The climate is, in terms of data, it's split up in 3-month increments. So you have meteorological winter starting December 1st, January till February 28th or 29th if it's a leap year. And then you got March, April, May for spring, June, July, August for, summer, and then September, October, November for meteorological fall. So that might be why they're saying that fall is on September 1st, but it's not meteorological. I mean, it's not astronomical. It's meteorological fall.
Difference.
Yeah, we can dive into this just a little bit more, Don. And I know we got some storms and we want to cover those, but I've got a graphic for this here. Now, we don't have the right date on this. Just to let you know, I haven't updated it yet because we're not quite there. But this gives you an idea. Meteorological fall, September 1st through November 30th. It's based on temperature cycles, so it's easier for statistics to be done. And those dates don't change. But as you know, astronomical fall, which this was last year's what's called autumnal equinox, which is when the Earth, basically the sun's rays are directly over the equator. So you have equal equinox, equal light between the northern and southern hemisphere. And that's based on the Earth's position relative to the sun. Because of the tilt, dates may change based on each year. Could you imagine doing statistics and trying to find out from the autumnal equinox to the winter solstice what the temperatures were? If you have to figure out what the autumnal equinox was for every year,
impossible.
I was like, forget that, man.
Somebody else can do that.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that at all. All right, back to the radar. As we're doing that, we'll answer some more questions. There were cars underwater in Bentonville. I believe it. The rain was so heavy.
Hence the flash flood warning.
Okay. Farmington and nothing's happening. You were just a little west of the heaviest storms. We had a lightning strike about 50 yards away from my location. Peeled the bark off the pine tree all over it. Mark, tell me exactly. Well, I guess you probably can't tell me exactly where you're at for security purposes, but I would love to know the neighborhood, and maybe we could find that lightning strike as we dive in a little more here. That first cell that passed me moving towards Joplin, nasty. Are we through with the rain in Lincoln? Unfortunately, Lisa, I do believe so. So southwest of Fayetteville, southwest of Prairie Grove, there just really isn't a whole lot of rain. There's Lincoln, and there's just not a whole lot happening. And you can see an outflow boundary shifting southwest. So how about this? Prairie Creek, 2.01, 2 inches. Haha, Ella says hi. I say hi back as well. So we're just continuing to look at all of these. How about Winslow? Man, Winslow got some heavy rain and thunderstorm activity. But really the heaviest was just a little north of Winslow. So there you get to see it on the screen. Holding down the fort and doing a good job. Well, thank you. The app has been silent, Dan. What?
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute here. Well, maybe because there wasn't severe thunderstorm warnings, but let me just check this out. Hold on.
Doing some troubleshooting live.
Yeah, because this is before the storms popped up, and I know we got the notification for it. So this was 2 hours ago at 4:17. Skipping out. Thunderstorms are starting to pop a little more across northwest Arkansas. That Pea Ridge is getting a downpour. Here's a look at a shower and thunderstorm that's in northern Benton County that just moved through Bella Vista. So before your evening commute, wanted to give you a quick update on what you can expect. And there's the downpour in Pea Ridge as a thunderstorm is right over the area. Now, so you see the time on there. But additional showers and storms are popping up. 4:19. So it was before everything really went crazy. The way they're moving to the northeast will be impacting other areas of northwest Arkansas. And then you got bigger thunderstorms to the west, and that complex is slowly drifting eastward, as you can see on the satellite and radar. And clouds are bubbling up and forming into showers and storms. Now, here's a look at that 2-day precipitation forecast. Most likely time for rain will be later on this evening, as you will see on the future track. And then later on tonight, those storm chances will start. So that's kind of the heads up that I tried to give. Now, I can't tell you exactly where a storm's going to develop. No. It's impossible. And this is before really the storms started to crank up. Fort Smith is going to get something. In fact, the storm's headed your way, but you won't get as much as northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of training thunderstorms in northwest Arkansas, whereas in Fort Smith, it looks like mostly just the storms that are right in the boundary.
So the updates are on there, Mark. I don't know why they're not updating on you. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of videos, and then there's another video. So that was on our app, and it's still on there. And then I did another update too before that, 4 hours ago, talking about the storms. So let's see on this one real quick. I'm just doing this. Good afternoon, everyone. A lot of activity on Heil Heating Cooling Mega Doppler, especially across eastern Oklahoma. So this was at 2:30. Up in parts of northwest Arkansas, as you can see, it's a downpour right now at Cooper Elementary, but it doesn't last very long as this little isolated shower is popping up and moving northeast. But additional showers and storms likely will develop as we head throughout the afternoon into the evening. As more energy moves in. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know why that's not. Storms. We got 2 drops of rain in the Grove. Yeah, well, see, that's the problem. And that's why we didn't go 100% for the chance of rain. There's a reason we don't go 100% with this type of system, because it's not every single square inch of the area will get rain.
Scattered thunderstorms.
So my neighborhood in Rogers had a power issue and lost Cox again. Well, you don't even have to have a weather deal to lose Cox. It's all around us in Farmington. I know it is. It's going all around Western Benton County, Western Washington County really just did not get much.
You know what? It makes sense, though.
Charles Peak's out there. The man just got drone footage of the down power lines. How many approximately would you say are down, Charles? Would love to know. 102 flooded west of 49. I can believe that. That's probably 102. That's right by the Blessings. In that area where it drops down south of Tawny Town. Whoa, from where to where? Having really slow internet and my phone is down. Lazy Boy at Ozark Center, Point Place. Oh, Ozark Center, Point Place. Okay. Yeah, Evelyn Hills is the shopping center off of College, isn't it? That's my bad. I'm sorry, Kat. Thank you for that. That's not Evelyn Hills at all. I call it Evelyn Hills. Here, let me see this real quick. So I know exactly where that is. See, I even have it labeled on there.
Ozark Center.
Yeah. Okay, I got to remember that name because I forgot that. Ozark
It's
Center
near
Point
Harbor
Place.
Meadows.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly where it is. Ozark Center Point Place. That's what we got right there. But that's the shopping center. That's where the Lazy Boy was ripped off. Now, we were watching from Arkansas Children's Northwest. I think the microburst. And here's the deal: we can go back in time. Let's look at that storm. Let's check it out. Now, I won't be able to get the mega Doppler data. That'll take a little while, and we don't have time to do that on this. But we can go back to 5 o'clock, and we can look at the storm that moved through the west side of Springdale. So let's do that. Let's go 4 hours ago. And here's the storm. It's running really slow. Okay. So we're going to go back to the radar here. Is that currently? There's no rain at all there.
No rain at all.
Yeah, everything's gone. Okay, so back to this. This is 4:32, and you're going to notice that this storm kind of popped up during the afternoon pretty quickly. Now watch how fast it developed. Boom. And see, this is exactly where 4:51. And we were watching it. You could see the rain coming down. You also see some wind, and so that is exactly where Arvis Ballpark is. In fact, you can see it labeled on there. And then all of a sudden, this storm, at this point, you can see the core, and it was right before 5 o'clock. And there's boom. So it was right around 5 o'clock, maybe a little bit before 5 o'clock. And I think it was because we brought up the camera. We were trying to bring it up, and then it wasn't loading.
But it was swirling.
Yeah, there was some strong winds,
Yes.
and the swirling is, of course, strong winds and then hitting the building side of the building and creating eddies and stuff
very
like that.
strong winds.
So there it is. There's the collapse of the storm. There's where you had the strong winds from a downburst, and then it moved out. And so that's exactly what took place. Now I'll show you something else interesting. Our P Ridge Weather Bug Network camera had a little bit of rotation. And I know some people were watching that closely. I was as well. Check this out. This is the time lapse from P Ridge. Now I'm going to step through this kind of slow so you can see. But here's a look how fast this stuff developed.
It was like a volcano.
And there's a reason, because the upper level energy came through.
Finally.
And once that does, and you got the support, you can have all the instability in the world. Once you get the support, that's when you see the storms. Now, right after this big storm complex right here, you're going to see these storms off in the distance. This is the one right here. So I'm going to stop it right at this time. At about 4:36, you're going to see this cell that was west of P Ridge does develop a little bit of a lowering, and there was a little bit of rotation with that. So you're going to see it right at this point. Look at that. You can see the rotation in the storm, and then it just kind of died out. But right there, just a brief little period of circulation.
And by the way, that little area right there is not a funnel. That is Scud.
Yeah, that is not a funnel.
Yes.
That is a Scud cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And Scud is an acronym that stands for, let's see if you know this. Josh.
I can't tell you that.
All right. Well, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something new. I learn something new every day. Scud is scattered cumulus under deck. Under the cloud deck. Yep.
Yes.
So that's what a Scud cloud is. Scattered cumulus under deck. And so that's exactly what that was. Now, I want to go back to this time lapse.
Could you also refer to Scud as an SLC? Scary looking cloud?
Scud's a scary looking cloud. Yes. It's a SLC is like a broad generalization. And a Scud cloud is a specific type of cloud.
It's in the sub category.
Yeah. But here's what we're going to do. I want to do a time lapse from 4:30 to to about 5 o'clock. So 4:30 to 5. We're just going to do, not Huntsville, 4:30 to 5. I'm going to set that time lapse up. In the meantime, Josh, take them on a little radar tour.
Yes.
So we're not just stopped on a.
Yep. So the flash flood warning is in effect here in Benton County until 7:45 p.m. Though it looks like most of that rain is beginning to move out of that warned area, but there was about 2 to 4 inches in that flash flood warning. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for eastern Washington County
Till
and
7:15.
yep, and northwestern Madison, and that goes until 7:15. And those storms are still very strong as well that are moving through Huntsville right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another flash flood warning. issued in
Yeah,
one of those areas.
I think Huntsville,
Yes.
Madison County's
That's
about
it.
to get that. We'll look at the weather
Yes.
bug camera. Let's look at the time lapse here. I slowed it down so you can really see. I think this circulation. Yeah, there
I mean,
definitely was.
there.
And I saw it too. I
yeah.
spotted it. I was like, and then look at the clouds doing some weird things. So it shows that, and see, that's a scud cloud right there too.
Oh,
These
yeah.
look a lot like funnel clouds, but they're not. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That looks like rotation right there.
Some good looking scud.
And so if you look, and you can tell that's a circulation. Yeah. So there was definitely a little wave of energy. Look at that, how it came through.
And it provided some shear too, because that was really the limiting factor today. And I was kind of surprised to see that.
That's pretty awesome
Yeah.
right there. But
Yes.
one more view. There's this upper level spin. Now watch the clouds change directions. They're going southwest, and then all of a sudden they come from the north. Then they go east, and then they start turning south
Now,
again.
Was that the outflow boundary pushing through there?
So that is the
Yeah.
disturbance.
Mhm.
That is the actual upper level disturbance. Think about it. Counterclockwise spin as it's coming through. You see southerly winds, then you see the northerly winds, and then you see the easterly winds. So it's like I think that was the actual disturbance. So
Pushing through.
power just came on. All right.
We like to
Beautiful.
see that. We'd love to see it.
Okay, let's get back to some questions here and some comments. It rained really hard about 15 minutes ago in Fayetteville. We could hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't get the notification either. So I'm curious what you mean about notification.
Because I've been getting notifications.
Is it
from that.
notifications for the weather updates? Because,
We've been getting them.
you know, if you turn those off, there's a good reason why they're important. And I get it. We send a lot of updates. But what you want to do is if you get into our NWA Weather Authority app, Roby, you want to go into the settings. Let me go back here. So you go into the settings. See these 3 dots right here? You're going to hit that. And then you're going to go into settings. And then you're going to go into notifications. And make sure you have that notification preferences. See the NWA Weather Authority? That is the weather updates. This is before storms are severe. This is before they're issued to become severe, because severe updates you're going to get immediately. And you'll get them all over the place. But sometimes you won't get those severe thunderstorm, you know, the storms that are developing.
Mhm.
And that's why you want to have that on.
And the alerts for, you know, we have heavy rain detected near your area, lightning detected near your area, those kind of
Yeah.
notifications.
And I get it. I get it that the notifications happen a lot. And I try, when it's quiet weather, I try not to go crazy on the posts, but you definitely want to update a lot more. Oh, the weather. Yes, the video came through, but not the weather warnings that the app shows. So there's a reason why we made them specific to just the area for the app.
Mhm.
So if you're not close to that warning, you won't get the alert.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
good too to have that app, because you know you could be in Bentonville and there'll be, you know, for example, severe thunderstorm warning that's north of Bentonville, like near Bella Vista. But if your house is in Bentonville, you're not really a part of that warning, so it doesn't alert you about that thing.
Yeah.
So,
Huh. How about this? Justin Boving says, what's your thoughts about people sitting in booths together at restaurants instead of across the table? I think you're going to get a stiff neck if you have your like significant other that's sitting there. And so if you're trying to talk, you're like,
You're just like this. It's kind of
and
awkward.
your food's right
Yeah.
here. I would be across the way,
Especially if,
Justin.
especially
So,
if it's like a first date or something. Like,
yeah.
Oof.
I don't think it is. I think maybe he's out with Megan, and maybe you're having a debate. Maybe.
You want to be in front
I was
of
gonna
that
say an
person.
argument, but I'll
Yes.
say a debate.
You want to be in front of that person for that.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's interesting. Justin Boving, by the way, a good friend of ours. He was on that episode of House Hunters with Jennifer.
Oh, really?
That was the guy that bought that house. So
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
TV famous.
It happens. Hard to explain. Some of my subscribers tell me that they don't always get the notifications. I saw the update on Twitter. Okay, good.
Mhm.
Send video movement West Bentonville. What happened? Okay, power lines bent down just off of 412. Yep, we definitely know about that. Can't predict everything. That's right. Absolutely. I think we do a good job, but we can't predict everything. I'll be 100% honest with that. Let's see if those power lines are back up. So we go to Arvest. You can still see they're down, but they must have. I don't know how they got the power back up so fast. But there's a look at that power line. You can actually see it down at Freddy's. So right
across the road there.
Right here. I'll be able to point it out. Right there is that power line that's been knocked down. You can see the hopefully not people that wrecked in the rain. Boy, there were accidents all over the place. My goodness. There was a motorcycle accident, hydroplaning, traffic that was backed up like crazy. So just kind of crazy. What about Japton? Japton's getting a big old downpour. Let me take you to that real fast on the Heil Heating Cooling Megadopolis. So Japton is located in western Madison County, and right now you are getting the worst of the rain.
A lot of training storms.
But no severe, at least as of now. I think the storm's going to be dropped for severe thunderstorm warning here pretty soon.
Yes. Or
Or at least cropped out of the warning. Eastern Washington County will be cropped out here real soon. Evelyn Hills is across from the VA. Yes, that's what Evelyn Hills is. And then there's, I don't know why I can't remember these shopping centers. Maybe I don't shop enough.
I don't know. I don't.
So Ozark Center, Point Place. Can we see the video? Did you see that outflow boundary that came out of Oklahoma? Most was absorbed into cells, thankfully. That's right. Look at these people talking about outflow boundaries.
Yeah.
So let's show you here. We can take a look at that outflow boundary, but in order to do that, we got to bring up a different radar. So yeah, things are starting to wind down a little bit, and that's good news. So they'll bring up Tulsa. We'll go back 6 hours, and you'll get to see this outflow boundary. And so right here, we can see the outflow boundary moving in. Oh, you can't see it like that, but you can see it like this.
On that one, though.
So there's a look at the outflow boundary that was coming through, and that's a green line, by the way. If you see this, I'll point it out to you. It's right here. It's on the leading edge of the storm. And so this is like a cold front with rain-cooled air. Cool air is dense, so it stays low to the ground. Warm, moist air, which is really humid today, forms showers and storms. Those pop up, and then those move east. And then you'll see that activity popping up. Josh, you probably don't have your show ready for 7, do you? Okay, I'll do the 7 since I'm here. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you sure, man?
Yeah. I got you covered. You can still maybe cover Facebook Live just for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I've got the mic on and all that stuff. So there's that outflow boundary that came through, and you can see that line of storms. And then once that came through, the storms actually popped up ahead of it. But that outflow boundary really probably caused that storm to collapse in Springdale.
I'm telling you, too, once that outflow boundary raced ahead of those storms, though, they weakened quickly.
Yeah, it did.
And they are continuing to weaken right now. But I was telling you, Dan, earlier, if we had a little bit more upper level support today, it would have been rough.
It could have been. That's for sure. Let's look at the shear tracks. Let's see if there was any type of rotation of any of anything to note. And I don't think it's going to show anything just because it. Well, there it is a little bit. Southwest
that
of
was on that
Fayetteville. You saw that.
I did see that.
Let's see if there was that one by P Ridge.
Yep.
Well,
there was that one.
War Eagle Mill. Yeah, that was the one I was pointing. Oh, there it is,
Yep.
right there. So let's see if we go back in time. We had to go to 4:30. It was about 4:30 that storm rotated. So
there it is a little bit.
Yeah,
But it was a little.
it
after.
shows. See, it just doesn't. It's not as detailed. So those rotation tracks, it wasn't strong enough. Okay, getting close to time here. North Woods Lane was bad, flooded bad. Couldn't see how deep it was, so I gave it a go. Water got up past the door. My Equinox, I reversed that puppy. Did a main water break. I don't think so. I think it was just a really heavy downpour. So, been coming down hard and fast in Kingston. Yep. I bet.
It's a lot of storms moving.
Laura Walden's getting it too. Pouring in Ozark. There
Yeah.
you go. What other counties are in the storm path? That's a good question, Elisa. We haven't done a storm track on that. Let's do that real quick. And like I said, I'm getting close to this newscast, 7 o'clock on KXNW. So let's go back to our radar here, and we'll do a little storm track for you.
These are moving at about 15 miles an hour.
Is that what the warning says?
15 to
Okay.
20, yeah.
All right. So, boy, it's kind of like a conglomeration of storms.
Yeah.
Right now. It's not really a well-defined cell. But so Boone County is going to be getting rain. Harrison's going to be getting that heavy rain. Might stay just south of Harrison too. But you said 15 miles an
15
hour?
miles per hour.
This is going to be one weird storm track. Let's go. Ready? And just go like this, kind of like on the leading edge. And then we'll just kind of take it northeast. And yeah, that's not moving much over the next
Nope.
over the next 2 hours here. Jasper 7:52 will be, I think it gets it before 7:52. That seems a little late to me.
I mean, it's already starting to, it's about to rain over Jasper with this little cell that's moving in.
That's a little better, 7:09.
Yep.
No, anyways. So those are the counties in the path. I was surprised. We usually get notifications. So you got to remember that this storm was not severe that went through Springdale, according to the warnings.
Yes.
There was no severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for that.
There was there were special weather statements.
Yep.
But there was no severe thunderstorm warning, therefore no notification.
We just got slammed. The lightning is intense. So where are you at, Terry?
Probably near Witter, St. Paul.
Really like the YouTube simulcast here. Now I don't need the phone or laptop.
Boom.
Boom.
Nailed it.
That's good. We are in Van Buren, and for a while I was happy with a little bit of rain, I thought, but then it got crazy. I know, that's the way it kind of was. It escalated fast today. Elkins. Okay, so Elkins, yeah, you got slammed as the storm came through. Absolutely.
It's moving out now, though. It's pretty much out of the area now for Elkins.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to have to get ready for the 7. We'll continue to be on here for a little bit more. But remember, we can't talk as loud during the newscast.
And I'll keep it on Mega Doppler here for everybody to
all
see.
right, sounds good. I'm going to get my show set up here. Chad, are you pitching to me?
I don't think so.
Okay. Are we starting with weather?
Yes. Oh,
Ju-
forecast. No,
ju-
just forecast.
Just the forecast first? Okay. Oh, man, yeah. Huntsville's. There's the downpour. Yeah, just keep it on radar because I'm switching the graphics all around. Temperatures have really dropped.
Woo. You can really see where that outflow boundary was.
So just to let you guys know, too, the weather's about to get a lot better. After tomorrow morning, the humidity starts dropping tomorrow afternoon thanks to a front. We're about to have a beautiful rest of the week, including great weather for the Razorback game, too. Yeah, Newton County is about to get the storm in a major way. I don't think it'll be severe. Looks like it's starting to weaken some. Will just sent me a video here. Let's see what he sent. Oh, I think he got the. Oh yeah, they're all sending me videos of the power lines down. However, vertical video.
The biggest no-no of them all. There's a whole YouTube video about that.
Wait, west of town, east of town, right?
It's gotta be
Gotta be east.
east.
Well, there's quite a few power lines that got knocked down.
There are big ones too. I mean,
Well, it's been a busy one this afternoon into the early evening as showers and storms have popped up across the region. But Benton and Washington County is starting to quiet down. Still have a flash flood warning for heavy rain in northeastern Benton County until 7:45. Severe thunderstorm warning now just for Madison County. It's expired for Washington County as the storm is moving out. This is severe until 7:15. Might weaken a little bit more and drop that warning a little earlier. Then we got some rain and storms in Van Buren and also in the River Valley, but not as much storm activity. Ozark also getting some rain along the leading edge of the outflow boundary as these storms have popped up. Here's a look at the heavy rain in Huntsville, and it's been an active one. But the good news is our weather is about to quiet down and turn beautiful as the temperatures will be dropping. In fact, we already got a drop in temperatures. You can see the boundary that's moving through, lower 70s in Bentonville and mid 80s in Fort Smith, 90 in Little Rock. Here's a look at that 24-hour forecast timeline for your forecast first. Tomorrow will still be warm and it'll still be a touch humid, but the humidity will start dropping and our weather turns beautiful. And I'll show you when that happens, along with how long you can expect these storm chances to last. That's all coming up in the main weather forecast as you just start.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 7. I'm Chad Mura. In our top story this evening, a Northwest Arkansas man says he was denied employment because of his gender. Fred Allen himself said he saw a post on social media asking for people to apply for an assistant teacher position in Fayetteville, so he decided to reach out. But he wasn't prepared for the email response he got back. KNWA's Macy Davis reports.
Oh, what's up? I was watching that storm closely. Are you still on Facebook? You can talk a little bit during the packs.
oh yeah. Alexis was asking how long will it be severe for Western Grove?
Okay. So Western Grove.
I don't
is
think
in,
that's in.
So that is in.
That's over here. There's no severe thunderstorm warning yet.
Nope. No, but there's going to be some heavy rain, and that'll probably last for about an hour, hour and a half.
And
What was the group comment all about? Question mark.
let's see here. Yeah, I'm a little concerned though about near the Western Grove area. Flash flooding would be definitely a concern because those storms are really going to be trending over the same area. Wouldn't be surprised to see one be issued.
I heard you through my Facebook and then in my TV.
Yes.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, no worries, Alexis. Yeah, these won't be too bad when they move through. Honestly, I think the severe risk is
Stand by.
Macy Davis reporting this evening. We reached out to the first school for comments. The director says her statement sent to SELF was factually incorrect. Her comment to KNWA said, quote, first school does and has hired men in the past. Based on the information that Mr. Self provided in his email inquiry, he did not appear to be the candidate for the position. A violent weekend in Northwest Arkansas and River Valley sees 4 gun-related incidents over the course of 3 days. It starts with a shooting at the Washington County Fair late Friday night. The KNWA News update, police say an arrest has been made in that incident. The 16-year-old boy was arrested for the shooting. He's facing several charges, including aggravated assault, second-degree battery, and endangerment of the welfare of a minor. Fayetteville police thank the community for its help in finding the suspect.
dude. It literally like wobbled. It was
Yeah.
like, and then it moved back the other direction. Will Atkins get rain?
Wait a minute, delete that. So Atkins is east of Russellville, or excuse me,
Sergeant
west
Sonny
of
Murphy with
Russellville.
Fayetteville Police encourages you to be
That's
aware of your
easy as
surroundings and to have an exit plan when you're in a public place. The investigation is still ongoing. We'll bring you the latest on that when it becomes available. The team was killed in a Springdale nightclub shooting over the weekend as well. Springdale police say it happened around 2:20 Sunday morning. Officers arrived at Savannah's nightclub
Honestly,
on
I
Old
think
Missouri
Atkins
Road.
stays mostly
Here they
dry
found 19-year-old Luis Lemus with several
until
gunshot wounds.
maybe later tonight.
Lemus was taken to a local hospital where he died. police haven't released any information about a potential suspect, officers ask that you call the number on your screen with any information. In Fort Smith, police are investigating a deadly shooting from Sunday night. Officers responded to a call of shots fired in the 1200 block of North 52nd Street. They tell us 2 people had shot at each other. One of those people, 33-year-old Stephen Boggs, died. Police say the other
You
person
can
is in
keep
the
talking
hospital in critical
quietly
condition.
if you want, but
Guess
I
didn't
still haven't
know.
updated that.
Yeah, they haven't updated that. No,
It was before 5:30.
yeah, it was like 5
Fort Smith
o'clock.
police encourage anyone who may have information about this incident to call them at the number on your screen. You can find more information on all these weekend crimes right now on our
So,
website, knwa.com.
Yeah.
Tonight, we're learning more on the background of the 2 deputies and police
Some
officer
additional
involved in the
rainfall.
violent Mulberry arrest last week. The Crawford County deputies have been identified as Levi
outside
White and
properties
Zach
here.
King. The Mulberry police officer is Spelled
That's
Riddle.
really what's going to fire
From
up the
multiple
storms in
Freedom of
River Valley.
Information requests, we learned about past write-ups, a past termination, and awards involving the 3. All have been placed on paid administrative leave following the arrest video. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll show you what else we found. In more local news,
After
XNA is
this-
gearing up for a busy week of
after this, I'm
travel,
gonna
and
take
with
them
pilot
through
shortage, it's
why
safe to
these
say
storms
long
popped
lines could
so
be
fast.
the least
Yes.
of your worries. Kane News, Dallas
Well,
Haggerty has what you should
that
was
expect.
sunshine.
if you're
You can
flying out for
also
the
show
holiday.
The water
water
vapor.
vapor.
Yeah, I'll show you the water
Because
vapor, how the
it-
storms popped.
it really tells the story of today.
Also, too, the Fort Smith camera time lapse shows the upper level energy moving in,
Mm-hmm.
and then the storms popping after that.
Yes.
This is way overdone.
Yeah.
So here's what you do: when it's overdone, you just kind of
Cut it out.
zip through it.
Sorry, just got okay.
Yeah.
Amber said sorry, just got on. Now that Moses moved out of NWA, are we out of the woods?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're fine.
Maybe some additional light rain. Maybe.
I didn't even think that.
I don't even think
No,
that.
subsidence on the backside of that system.
Yeah.
We kept the rain chances in there just briefly for tomorrow morning, but
Yeah.
I doubt, honestly, they're going to happen. We'll evaluate before the 10 if we need to drop that.
Honestly,
Are
though,
we on a
too,
pilot shortage right now?
even
Yeah.
the
Okay.
even the storms that are moving into now, eastern portions of the coverage area near Boone County and really stuff like that. These storms are starting to really weaken quite a bit. I don't
Okay.
think we're going to see any more severe thunderstorms tonight as this moves into Jasper and Harrison.
Dallas
But heavy
Haggerty
rainfall
reports
definitely
tonight. English says the
continues.
lines may be long and it might be busy, but she wants passengers to know XNA staff is doing its best to support all the travelers.
Yeah, it's been a busy one. Unfortunately, some damage caused by the storms. Here's a look at the storm damage.
Frenchwood
And this
was
is on
canceled.
412. Town Police sent us a bunch of photos with several power lines down. This is just one of many that's been knocked down. Now, this is blown down to the north with 412. I'll show you a live look of what it looks like west of 49 currently in just a bit. But here's a look at the time lapse, and this really tells the story. Look at these showers and storms, how rapidly they developed, and then you can see how those clouds kind of swirled in different directions and changing directions with rain and storms. Now this is pretty interesting because there was a little bit of rotation with one of these cells. Watch off in the distance, you're going to see it. A little bit of a counterclockwise circulation. Didn't last very long. Watch the clouds though come in from the south, and then you've got easterly moving clouds, then you got them moving to the north. They're swirling around in all different directions. There's Freddy's, and there's Harbor High School off in the distance. Our weather camera taking a hit from, with the power being knocked out. But we were able to see this microburst happen in real time just before 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now, current look at the radar on high heating cooling mega Doppler showing that severe thunderstorm warning that lasts for about another 5 minutes or so until 7:15. And this storm is moving eastward with very heavy rain. Wouldn't be surprised if a flash flood warning gets issued for the heavy rain that falls. There's a look at the indication of this storm. Radar indicated with 60-mile-an-hour winds moving towards Witter as well as Kingston. Now, Benton County, it's a lot quieter now, but earlier, man, did it come down. The rain was very heavy. 2 to almost 3 inches of rain with some of those cells that developed and popped up. Had a pretty strong storm west of Tawnytown There's a heavy rain and thunderstorm activity that developed just to the west of Arbor's Ballpark. There's the damage. It wasn't just a couple of small trees. It was several large power lines that were knocked down. Here's a look at live Doppler radar in the river valley, showing not as much storm activity, but still some scattered storms popping up. And on the satellite radar, we put this into motion. You can see how the storms are moving east. And once they do, our rain chances will be drying up throughout the rest of the week. So that's going to be nice. Several weather bug cameras got knocked out. There's a look from the west at the Fort Smith Public Library. Temperature's still a little warmer in the river valley with the rain cooled air in northwest Arkansas. 95 in Boonville, so storms still likely in Logan County. And you'll see on the future track overnight tonight, besides a little stray shower, possibly an isolated storm with the last bit of this energy moving through, we're not expecting a whole lot of rain activity throughout the morning tomorrow. Only about 30%, and then temperatures climb into the upper 80s. Now the humidity does drop, but that's going to happen tomorrow evening. And you can see those morning lows going all the way down to upper 50s to lower 60s. And on your forecast for tomorrow, some isolated storms possible in the morning, not looking very likely, but we'll reevaluate at 10 o'clock with the forecast. But I'll tell you this, temperatures will be very pleasant. I know upper 80s looks pretty warm because we were right around 90 degrees today. But yeah, dew point was in the mid 70s. So it felt like 100 plus. But unlike that, we got lower humidity working its way in. Look at the morning lows in the lower to middle 60s. Great weather for the Razorback game. Kickoff probably right around 87, 88 degrees, and it's going to feel just like that, maybe even a degree or two cooler.
Oh,
as well.
Cooler, you don't
Yeah.
say. Well, that's perfect, especially
That's-
for a September game. We got to take that. Right?
Yeah, that's what lower humidity will do with making it feel a lot more pleasant.
Love it that way.
Yeah.
Wish it was that way more often.
I was a little bummed out about this next story, though. And
This
we'll
is
see
yeah,
what's
I know.
wrong.
This is a really exciting moment
Yeah.
here, and I'm sure it's still going to happen, just not as expected. NASA
Yeah.
was set to launch a new era of space exploration today. We'll tell you what caused the delay and when it expects to see the rocket take off. Plus, time is running out for you to get your free at-home COVID test. Find out how much longer you have to place an order. Coming up.
Were you able to get? Now you got to switch the audio. Don't forget.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you showed that newscast?
I did show the
Trash
newscast.
that.
Yeah.
Put that in the trash.
It was a
can.
good one.
No,
it was a
was
nice and
not.
solid. This guy right here, best
No,
meteorologist in
it
Northwest
was
Arkansas.
not. Charles Peak, I'd love to see that video. And if you're still on, I would love to see that drone video of the power lines
By
being
the way,
knocked down.
while you were doing the forecast, flash flood warning was canceled
Canceled.
for Benton
Okay.
and Carroll counties,
right.
and this severe thunderstorm warning
Canceled as
is
well.
continuing to get cut off.
Yeah.
But it will be allowed to expire at 7:15.
All right. Keep an eye on the sky for us. Yeah. Rain totals. We need a new rain gauge at our house. Yeah. Wonder what mine actually reported. Let's check it out here. Oh, we got some Amatis clouds out there right now.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Man, I'm getting tons of texts. Look at this. People
phone blowing
like,
up.
oh, there's a rainbow. Ooh, nice rainbow. Actually, let's I can look at that from our Weatherbug Network camera.
Where's that located?
It's East Fayetteville, so the sun's setting. The angle's getting low enough where the rainbow is able to be seen. And I'm going to move this camera. I got it. All right. So we got to go southeast. There she is. Now it's a little bit higher arcing. So bring up right here. From the Graduate Hotel. And after this, I'm gonna take a little break here.
Well deserved.
Thanks, Gene, for that. Look at the photo earlier. See how the rainbow is a lot lower arcing?
Beautiful.
Check this out.
Yeah.
So there's a look at the rainbow earlier. See how it was a lower arcing rainbow? Well, that was earlier in the day, not too long ago, where the sun angle was a little lower. So since the sun angle, higher. Since the sun angle's higher, the rainbow, the arc of it is lower. And then as the sun sets, the rainbow arc gets higher.
It's beautiful.
Okay, I got it. I'll be back. Speaking of all this precipitation.
Oh, flash flooding.
Yeah. Stop.
All right, let's check this out here.
The LPGA Tour.
So we were
needs
asking
volunteers to
about
help out
rain
during this year's event in
So let's go
Rogers.
ahead
It
and
costs
look at
$45 to volunteer for the Northwest Arkansas Championship presented by P&G. You'll get behind-the-scenes experience at the tournament, 4 weekly tickets. That applies to you and your friends and family, and a complimentary breakfast and lunch during your volunteer shifts. You can learn how to register to be on the team on our website, knwa.com. The 2022 Bite Northwest Arkansas event series is coming to Springdale this week. Bite Light will be held at the Jones Center on September 1st, celebrating Hispanic heritage. The one-night event includes the traditional Bite NWA experience. It has food from local restaurants, vendors, live music as well. Tickets are on sale right now. If you want to learn more, go to our website. The Biden administration will suspend the distribution of free at-home COVID tests this week. The government says the suspension will take place Friday because of insufficient congressional funding. According to a senior administration official, the stockpile of tests is being depleted, and they want to have enough on hand in the event of a fall surge. While the free tests will no longer be available through covidtest.gov, they will still be distributed in other ways, including at 15,000 federally supported community sites such as libraries and pharmacies. Let's take a look at today's COVID-19 update for the state of Arkansas. More than 450 new cases were reported today in the states. There are now more than 10,800 cases active. Hospitalizations are down by 1. That total now is 324. 10 more Arkansans have died due to COVID-19. The death toll is now 11,905. In an Arkansas monkeypox update, there are currently 34 confirmed cases of the virus in the state. Take a look at your screen right here. This is a case-by-county map. There are 3 confirmed in Washington County, 1 in Benton County. All month long, you've been helping KNWA clear local shelters, but more help is still needed. We have a plea from a shelter employee for you to open up your home next.
Check out some of these rain totals here. Looking at about just to the north of Japton, about 3 inches of rain. There's certainly some rain cores that are starting to show up here on the precipitation map. And remember, these are radar estimates, so these are not exact, but they do give us a good idea of where the heaviest rain axis was. Now, just to the east of Pea Ridge, where we had those enhanced thunderstorms, quite a bit of rain, and that's why we have that flash flood warning. And if we put a dot there, you notice about 3+ inches, almost 4 inches of rain in some portions of northeast Benton County and northwest Carroll County. So certainly probably some flash flooding that occurred there just to the east of Pea Ridge. And if you look at those storms and training thunderstorms, that certainly lines up with what we saw on radar. Oh, oh man, Robbie, that was funny. I'm not going to say that one, but that is funny. Will this stay till all day tomorrow too, Ryan? This will. It looks more and more likely that we're not going to see any rain tomorrow. In fact, Dan and I are discussing maybe just completely dropping the rain chances for tomorrow morning. Maybe keeping a 20% chance of rain, but yeah, it's not looking too promising for rain tomorrow, which is good because we've already had enough rain, to be honest, in most locations so far. But again, looking more likely that we don't see rain tomorrow. You need to read Robbie's comment, and I'm not going to. Roby's comment. Sorry, Roby.
That's pretty good.
The Baja Blast tank.
No, it wasn't. It was water today.
No rain in Lincoln, Arkansas, and that pretty much happened.
That's summed up.
Yep.
Yep. No rain in Lincoln.
In fact, if you were in western portions of Benton County, western portions of Washington County, you probably were like, "What rain?"
Yeah.
And nothing
it didn't
happened.
rain.
Yeah.
You guys were wrong.
Exactly. Whereas if you were just to the east of Pea Ridge, you were like, "This is a little bit more than 60%."
So real quick, we've got a time lapse from Lincoln. Let's see something that didn't happen, right? The rain. Let's check out why. Let's look at a time lapse and see if you could see anything that took place.
A hint.
All right, so 7 a.m. to current time. That'll be perfect. All right, so there's precipitation moving, or the clouds
Morning.
moving in.
Yeah.
All right, there's the building. So obviously this is looking north-northeast because we have southwest flow. Oh, there's rain around. There's rain there. Nope.
The launch of a new era of space exploration is put on hold. NASA officials say they need more time before launching a return to the moon. The historic Artemis 1 launch was postponed after encountering an engine problem today. Officials plan to reconvene tomorrow to review all the data and could aim for another launch as early as Friday.
There's an outflow boundary that came through, so that cooled
Yeah.
things off.
Cool things out.
So that's
significantly.
coming from the
Oh, did you
east
see that?
southeast. Boom.
There you
gone.
go. Gone. See ya.
Killed everything. Oh, look at the subsidence too behind the system. Clears out fast.
NASA officials also noted
I don't
that a
think we're gonna
series
see
of
rain
weather
tomorrow.
issues, including lightning near the launch
I don't
pad,
think we
would
do
also cause the delay.
And remember, I was talking about how those
International
flights come through
inspectors are
faster
headed to
because
the
they
Ukrainian
produce
nuclear
outflow
plants under
boundary
control of the
surface.
Russian military and the center of a
And the
potential
models don't pick
radiation
up.
disaster. The United Nations nuclear watchdog mission is set to arrive at the Russian-occupied power plants later this week.
Yeah, I
The
was
mission
doing some
will assess physical damage to the
worries.
plant, determine how well safety systems are functioning, evaluate working conditions, and perform any urgent safeguard measures.
no, it
Kremlin
was
spokesman
several
Dmitry
large power
Peskov said
lines.
Monday that Moscow considers the mission necessary and that Russia will ensure the safety of the inspectors on their territory. It's been 6 months since Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's had an impact on people right here in Northwest Arkansas.
Let me show
Wilson
you.
Bernalis, a Bentonville family practitioner and former Army veteran, has been there helping in several ways. Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th. About a week later, Bernalis left the Bentonville area. He ended up in the city of Zaporizhia. That's northeast of Mariupol. It's also where Europe's largest nuclear power plant is located. He worked as a doctor, but also as a volunteer, doing everything from household chores in the bunker to helping refugees get the necessities that they need. Bernalis credits his profession and his time in the Army for responding to the call for help in Ukraine.
I've been called worse. Well, Roby.
Bernalis returned to America on
I
July 4th and
apologize.
says it's his
I'm
mission now to
sorry for
continue to
naming
spread the word on what he experienced in Ukraine and how the people of that country still need our support. Last week, President Joe Biden announced that he wants Congress to pass the largest financial support package to help Ukraine yet. Hear what an Arkansas Congress member has to say about it coming up tonight on KNWA News at 10. In case you missed it, you only have a few days left to help KNWA's Clear the Shelters initiative. Our Kayla Davis shares how you can help our many animal shelters.
Yeah, so as you can see here, the report says a couple of trees down, but if you look out in the distance here on this camera, it looks like several large power lines down.
Yeah, I'm posting something on.
Yeah.
Here, I want to move the camera too.
Check out this. I'm going to show this
You can
camera.
still- yeah, there's power line down. There's power lines down. Okay, so no more at this point. You
Mhm.
can see the power lines are still good there.
Check out this beautiful little view over Beaver
There's one
Lake.
right there, that's down. And there's one that's down. There's one that's down.
Fixing to get exciting here, just northeast of Harrison city limits.
There's that's down. That's down. That's down by Crane.
Hold on. Let me switch it back to the Springdale camera here so you can see all those power lines.
And here's how you can help KNWA
Oh, yeah.
find homes for thousands
that's
of
the-
waiting pets in
that's
our
the-
region. Go to KNWA.com and you'll see
Right
which
there.
local shelters are participating in
in
this
just a
year's Clear the
second.
Shelters
Yep.
campaign. Every year, KNWA and other NBC stations around the country team up with local shelters to highlight the need in our communities. If you're not ready to adopt, there are ways you can donate and other ways you can help out as well. It's all on our website, KNWA.com. If you're already a pet parent, why not enter your pet into our cutest pet contest?
Yeah.
Just over on our website, upload a picture of your
It's
pet
gonna
and
go
you
back
can win
all the way.
$50 gift certificates to Slim Chickens and
Okay.
Dog Party USA.
Just
If
kind
you
of
don't have a
moving
pet, you
around
can
here.
still log on there and cast your vote for the cutest pet. Stick around, meteorologist Dan Scott's back after break with less of this
There's
forecast.
one.
That's a big power line.
There's more. There's more.
Remember now, when this
It's about a
storm
half a mile.
was moving through, it was not a severe. It was not the severe thunderstorm warned storm.
No.
And, we see a lot of comments talking about, we didn't get a notification for this and this. That's because it was not warned. All that was issued when the storm was moving through was a special weather statement. Now, I guess there is ways you can get those special weather statements, but most of the time you have to really keep track of them. I know, what's it called? Radar Omega can notify you of special weather statements if you have that app. But it was a row of power lines that were down. Haley says fixing to get exciting here just northeast of Harrison city limits. And yes, Maggie, that was a microburst.
About 4:58.
Yeah, about
PM.
4:58 p.m. It was definitely a microburst. I mean, we saw it on camera. It was happening right in front of our eyes. So let me show you the radar real quick.
Yeah.
Haley. Make a Doppler.
Yeah.
Let's go over
Oh,
to
I'm
Harrison.
fine.
Just to the northeast of.
There's a
Harrison.
lot going on, so
Yep. Big time storms going on right now near Harrison.
Yeah.
But nothing severe. And in fact, now that this warning was allowed to expire, we have no flash flood warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings anywhere in northwest Arkansas or the River Valley. But we still could get a lot of heavy rain for sure.
let's see. Okay. Leave it on there. We'll
Yeah.
do a radar update.
Yep.
Definitely been a busy few hours
Yeah.
here, but what are we looking at this evening? Are things starting to move out of the area?
Things are starting to wind down. Newton County, Boone County is still seeing some heavy rain. We'll get to that in just a bit. Had reports too of some power being restored, but not for everyone. But you'll notice here on our Weatherbug Network camera, Arkansas Children's Northwest, that took a licking, by the way, today, Chad, but it kept on ticking. So we're happy about
I
that.
love it.
You can see those power lines, though, off in the distance at Freddy's and Crane. Crane Automotive team had some power lines down. In fact, on Facebook Live, we heard they're stuck at work. They can't get out of the parking lot because those power lines are not down. But there's a look at the rain and storms. Boone and Newton County getting the most of it now. Harrison as well as Jasper. You got Western Grove that's getting rain. River Valley, not quite as much. Some isolated storm development. And Fort Smith and Van Buren looks like everything's starting to wind down a little bit. So let's check out what we've got on our 7-day forecast. And I will say that the weather is about to turn beautiful, Chad. Or as, what is it? Bruce Almighty would say, DEA beautiful. Is that right?
sounds nice. That's right.
Upper 80s and the lower 60s for morning lows. Then you can see September 1st starting off nice. Lower 90s is warm, but it's not going to be humid. So
That's the key. That makes all the difference.
Yep.
See you at 10.
All right. I think we might be able to
Uh,
wind this down,
I
but
think so too.
I will show that water vapor loop. So if you want to just do a quick radar tour, I know you've already been doing that, but it'll just take me a couple minutes to load up
Yes.
this.
Yes. So.
So it was a microburst.
It was.
I wish I had a time lapse of it because that rain came down really heavy. And the wind, I was like, whoa, look at this, man. It's
Well, 'cause-
coming down.
Because we were clicking through a bunch of different cameras
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and we got to it right when it was happening.
Right as it was
Right as
happening.
it was
And I even said, there's a microburst. Look, you
Yep.
could see it.
You can see the
there's
swirling
happening,
winds.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So
we're looking in Benton County and Washington County. It looks like all clear now in terms of showers and storms. But east of there, we still got the potential for some flash flooding, I think, especially near Boone and Newton counties right now. But we're continuing to watch that. As of now, no, Dan, no severe thunderstorm warnings, no flash flood warnings in any area right now across northwest Arkansas, the River Valley. But again, I put this into motion. You notice these showers and thunderstorms are training over the same area. Jasper's probably seeing a lot of heavy rainfall. Red Star. Let's zoom in here. St. Paul getting a lot of heavy rain. So still locally heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning with these storms as well, but nothing severe. And I don't expect or anticipate these to continue to be severe or have a chance to be severe as that outflow boundary races ahead in the river valley. Little complex of storms moving through Clarksville right now. We got some storms just to the north of Mulberry. I did see a report here, Dan, and I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but we did have thunderstorm wind damage just to the north of Fort Smith near Van Buren. Reports of a large tree down.
Okay.
Time estimated from radar, it was from a trained spotter.
Yeah, I believe it.
Crawford County.
Ben?
So
Yeah.
still even with these storms being a little more isolated in nature, they can certainly pack a punch. But since the outflow boundary is so far to the east of this now, I don't expect any of these to be severe.
Well, we're getting some people to drop off, and rightfully so. It's
Yeah.
been kind of boring lately. But for those
same old.
for those that are watching this, you're about to get a treat because I'm going to show you. Hey,
Hey, no,
come on.
bad camera, bad
Uh,
Ozbot. Stop, stop.
It
camera.
likes you, Josh.
Why? It's clingy.
They got to do a different hand signal. I mean, it's got to be just a button.
Exactly.
There's got to be a button to stop it. Okay, whatever. I give up
I'm
on
gonna
you.
duck.
And it's still gonna follow you. Okay, real quick. Where was I?
We're
Right
gonna look
here.
at the water.
I was
vapor.
right here. We're water vapor. So this is from the College of DuPage. And in order to look at the water vapor, you've got to speed it up. So that's number one. If you're a meteorologist, you want to be able to look. If you ever go to SPC, you'll see them looking at water vapor. They've got loops. They've got the rocking loops where it kind of rocks back and forth. Where it does this, it goes forward and then it goes backwards and then it goes forwards because you can kind of see the way stuff evolves and develops. But typically they just have loops. So one of the things I was showing Josh is, and I'm going to stop. This page is acting really strange, by the way. It's not letting me stop. Come on. Okay, there we go.
it is.
So right in here, and you won't be able to see the cursor on the screen, unfortunately, but it's right in the middle. I don't think you can see the cursor. Maybe you can, though. Let's see. Can you see? Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
All right, you can see the cursor. Beautiful. Okay, so right in here, there's the storms that popped up in the Oklahoma City area. But you're going to see this little, and there's a lack of data, which really stinks because you can see the dry punch coming in. This little orange colored air, or yellow colored air, depending on your screen, that is a short wave. That short wave, as it moved through, is what formed the thunderstorms. Now you can see it right here, the leading edge. I'm going to put some counties on here so you're going to be able to see that a little bit better. There you go. So there's the counties. That little short wave, as it came through, along with the upper level energy from this anvil with the jet streak, that's what right there is your initial storm that forms west of Fort Smith. Now we actually have a time lapse of this. I'll show you it in just a bit, but now you can see all those storms popping up, and you can also see which storms are a little stronger. So we go back to the infrared. This will tell you when storms really take off and get those colder cloud tops. And so maybe not. There we go. Just takes a while to load the data. You're not going to stop again. So right here is those storms that popped up in the river valley. Now we'll go in a little bit closer. Now you can really see them. But in order to really see what's going on, you got to look at the bigger picture. So here's that wave. You can see the jet streak right here. You can tell there's a streak that's coming through because you see this upper level lift right here, those clouds getting vertically developed. That tells you there's energy coming through. As soon as that did, boom, your storms start popping. And there you can see them. And that storm took off. Now, I will say this. The model showed the storms dropping south. And while they didn't drop south, the actual cluster of storms actually propagated south. And you can see the way that did.
And it did do that on radar. You can see it on radar as well.
So you got to give credit where credit's due for the models on that. But now the strongest storm definitely in southern Madison County.
Yep.
Really getting hammered with some heavy rain. So if we go back, last thing I want to show you, and then we'll stop this Facebook Live, is the time lapse from Fort Smith. And it's a good one because you can see the energy moving in. So here's the time lapse from Fort Smith. Bring this back up. We'll go here. And weather graphics full. All right, so here is the time lapse. Now you're going to see, first of all, energy moving in and then a jet streak. When that happens, you're going to see your storms pop
Boom.
up. Boom, there they are
You saw that
developing.
jet streak too.
And you can see additional storms. Now I'm going to kind of back it up and go through it a little slower. See how those clouds aren't vertically developed at all? Those are called cumulus clouds. Then you have cumulus congestus clouds. And then right there, yeah, I'm going to point it out. I'm going to pause it. Watch the way this cloud debris starts to develop. So if you're ever chasing and you see these little mid-level cirrus clouds, they're glaciated. That's why they're wispy. But there's some alto cirrus that are moving through. And so that's a sign that a jet streak's on the way. And once that happens, look at what happens to our cell to the west. You can see it popping up.
It goes wild.
So right here, boom, you can see that just blowing up.
That's in a
Then
matter of minutes.
Little bit of rain, a lot of rain west of Fort Smith. Fort Smith didn't get much rain at all. So anyways, kind of some cool stuff when you're looking at that and you can see that piece of energy moving through and the jet streak. So, all right. Well, I think that about does it. Troy's on here. He said, "This is awesome. Thanks for sharing and teaching us."
This is the best part about the Facebook Live
Yeah.
right here is when we get
When
to
you
geek out.
when you get real detail. You
Yeah.
can't do it during a newscast, unfortunately, but
We need to bring Riley in to talk about ZDR and everything on the newscast.
no, that's pretty crazy. All right, guys. Well, that about does it. Josh, any final words since the camera's focused on you?
Thank you so much to the Obsbot camera for liking me so much. And like I said before, though, I don't expect any more severe weather tonight. And I'll show one more view of Mega Doppler just so everybody can see it, and then we'll end it right here. Let me put it into motion because that was a few minutes ago. But as you can see, most of these storms are beginning to weaken quite a bit, especially as they're moving into Boone and Newton counties right now. So not expecting anything more in the way of severe weather, but locally heavy rainfall, definitely still a concern. And if you're driving out there tonight, make sure you're taking it easy because like we saw, Dan, a lot of hydroplaning out there. And so that's all I've got to add. So with that, I think we'll go ahead and end this Facebook Live. Hope everybody has a great rest of their night and stay safe out there, everybody. Have a good one.